Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just going to say a few words before we get to the main business of the day. It's really nice to see so many people have come to the awards to kind of relive your season, which I think has been a great season. After 2020, we couldn't fail to have a better season, really, because of the pandemic and so on. Some of the early events looked quite doubtful. People weren't taking entry fees and so on. But when we got to Goodwood in April, that really made life feel as though we got back to normal and it was, all systems go again. I'm only going to show you one slide. We had 81 registered competitors this year compared with 71 in 2019. That's a big improvement, but the biggest improvement is the number of novices. 19 novices this year versus 6 in 2019. And the big success of the year was Class 4 with 18 competitors compared with 7 in 2019. A minor tweak of the rules enabled, quite a few of the kind of 420R type cars to come along and take part. And the curve entries still remain strong. Right, now to say some thank yous. First, I'd like to thank Northampton Motorsport for their continued support of the championship. They've been sponsors, I think, for about the last 5 years. As I mentioned, we also had the Intro to Sprinting this year, which was very professionally organised by Andrew and Ivan, and I'd like to thank them as well for putting the effort into that, and I think it was a very successful day. And lastly, I'd like to thank my two colleagues, Paul and Alan, for their help and support. Well, we worked as a team, really, on organising the championship this year. Yeah, Paul and Alan, I'd like to thank them. And as I said, we're going to, Alan wants to say a few words. I think he might want to talk about Excel macros or something like that.
First of all, I want to say a big thank you to Graham for picking up the ComSec role. As Graham says, there's been 3 of us working on it. At times it was a democracy, but let's say Judge Graham had the casting vote. A lot of work this year, a lot of work going on behind the scenes. COVID didn't help. A few challenges there, which I'll mention. For me, 2019 and 2020, just the joy of getting out, and I think it reminded me of why we have these daft little cars, to get out on track. At times it felt like we were doing something illegal, at times where there was semi-lockdown and we're still driving down the road with a trailer doing motorsport, but I really enjoyed the season. It was great spending time with you all. So Class 2, we had 7 different event winners. Class 3 went down to an incredibly tense last event. As Graham says, I was sat at home on the laptop typing in the times. It couldn't have been closer. And a newly vitalised Class 4 as well. The championship is friendly, and it's also about competition and trying to get that balance of including people, keeping the rules as simple as possible. Without novices, the championship dies, we know that. It was great to see so many novices, but at times we had to speak for the novices as well. As an IT person, yes, getting up to speed with Chris's spreadsheets was a challenge, but hopefully things mostly worked out. Please do tell me if there's a mistake. Just tell me, I'll fix it. There's no problem. Sometimes I type in numbers wrong. Thanks for all of the messages you sent me. I think it got better through the season. Lastly, very interesting to see how things are put together behind the scenes. How venues work with us, how they like to have us, how some of them like us more than others, how the calendar works. I think Graham's put an incredible calendar together, which you'll see later. Reykjavik in December, who knew? But and then supporting the Tour de France at Mount Ventoux in the summer. Anyway, thanks very much.
So thank you, Alan. Thank you, Graham. As you've just heard, my name's Richard Nichol. I am the chair of the Lotus 7 Club. It's a privilege to be here today and meet so many people. And in particular, as you know, I'm a stand-in for Troy, who was meant to be given the awards. And the benefit of me being a last-minute attendee is I didn't have the chance to put my customary 90-minute speech together. So I'm sad you'll have to. There is a very good reason why the chair should actually be here as well, because I do have some bad news, actually. There's a little bit of good, but it's bad, and you need to hear it from me as the chair of the club, which is that this is the last year that the Lotus 7 Club will run the Speed Championship. 2021 is the last year that the Lotus 7 Club will run the Speed Championship. The good news is that in 2022, it's the Caterham and Lotus 7 Club that will run the Speed Championship. So this is a shameless plug for the fact that today is the first day of a new era. The club from today is called the Caterham and Lotus 7 Club. And my team would be very disappointed if I didn't give you a very straightforward plug that these mugs, hats, and t-shirts are all now readily available for sale and will make excellent Christmas presents. So thank you very much to everybody. I think I'm going to stop there because I know there's enough awards to be getting on with. So unless there's anything else, can we start with the awards?
Right, okay, so the awards. First thing is that we're at Silverstone. We're at Silverstone. Look, out here, the pit lane dramas have happened over the last few seasons. The corners like Stowe, Beckett's and Fradley and Flagpole. It's easy to compare the likes of this with the likes of Kerborough. But I think it would be unfair to do so because, apart from anything else, Kerborough's got a new toilet block. Yay! The ones down here, they've been there for about 5 years. And there's some new tarmac at Kerborough as well. Last year, a bit of new tarmac. When did they last do this place? Quite a while ago, I think. So, yeah, Kerborough, I think, wins every time. And it's like, I think it's like comparing Chatsworth to your mum's house. I think Chatsworth, lovely place, but you wouldn't want to live there. Arriving at your mum's house, you feel like you've come home. You feel like it's friendly, it's warm. And it's that driving into the paddock at Kerborough. I think is the same thing. The same kind of principle. So that's why we keep doing it every year.
Does your mum live at Kerborough?
Pardon?
Does your mum live at Kerborough?
No, she thinks I do. She thinks I do. So suffice to say, we're not coming here for any of the championship events next year, but we may be going to Kerborough. Anyway, the big deal really, I think, this year has been the fact that not only have we had all the events happen this year as planned, but that we have actually all come back and attended them with the real enthusiasm that I knew we would. I think it's more than just going to a circuit and driving fast. It's going to a circuit, driving fast, having a chat, meeting with people who are supportive, friendly, open. And I think, you know, this is what this community is about. This is the word that Graham used last week in connection with something else. But we're a community, and it's good to see that our community is back together again. So now on to the awards. So if I may, we're first going to go into, as you might guess, Class 1. And in first place, a change of discipline for this gentleman. Who knew that you could learn so much in auto grass? And who knew that a lot of it was transferable to a Class 1 car? His driving style, I think, is a little closer to Elfyn Evans than Lando Norris. And the image that will stay with me is him going down the paddock at Brighton to the start line, eating a sandwich. Ben is an unconventional but welcome addition to our team, and he's just wiped the floor, basically. He's not learned the rules yet that you have to show deference to the older people in the championship. He's had 6 wins out of just 7 events and at just 4 venues. So that's economical competition, I would suggest, in anybody's book. So, yes, for first place, Class 1, Ben Williams.
So we need both hands.
Thank you very much.
On that one, well done. Well done.
Let's go to Class 2. Subject close to my heart. It's become more competitive. It's become quicker. I think we should mention Ian Jones, who only managed 6 events this year for various reasons, and he won 3 of those events. I'm sure he'd have gone further up the ranking had he competed in more events. So, sadly not here, but I believe that Jonathan is able to come and collect his trophy for him. So, first place, Clive Marsden.
If you don't give it to him, I won't tell. There you go, well done.
Straight to the engravers.
Okay, Class 3. Huge class. 27 entries. Incredibly close competition and drama right up to the last run on the last day. 3 could possibly have won it up until the final day at Anglesey. But great competition throughout Class 3, and I suspect it might grow next year. This man, he holds 6 records in Class 3. He had 6 wins this year, and on the final day, he emerged victorious after one of the toughest battles that you're likely to see. So, huge well done to the first for the win in Class 3 to Rob Jacobs.
Well done. Well done. Congratulations. Thank you. Well done. Well done.
Now, Class 4. As Graham suggested, a small tweak to the regulations has expanded Class 4 quite nicely. Both Jeremy Davies and Mike Sankey, who would normally have been competing in Class 5, elected to join a class where there was more competition. And that really is testament to the spirit of how this championship works. Rather than just go out for a certain win in Class 5, get stuck into Class 4 and enjoy the competition. And first in Class 4, Nigel has driven very, very well over the year. He's scored the full 700 points and he's won his class in this week with 7 wins. So, Nigel Fox, well done, Class 4.
I say, perfect score. You can't do better than that, can you? Can't do. Well done.
So, Class 6. It's fair to say that Class 6 was not terribly well subscribed. So, victor in Class 6, Shaun Elwell.
Hey, well done, Shaun. It's good to meet you finally. Yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
And Class 7, again, not terribly well subscribed, I would suggest. Rob Margell only competed in 5 events, but Simon, he was absolutely on it because he got 4 records this year. So that isn't a question of not trying or not bothering. First in Class 7, Simon Rogers.
Well done, Simon. It's good to meet you finally.
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so now the rest of the championship results. So the Ladies' Championship this year has seen tremendous efforts from the likes of Debbie and also from Jill Elwell. Should we have a round of applause for the 2 of those, please? Meaning that the Ladies' Championship has been won by Rebecca Boston. Becky, well done.
Well done, Becky. Well done. There you go.
Thank you.
The Novice Championship, we should mention Harry White and Charlie Wilson. Well done. Please, round of applause. So this year, without a shadow of a doubt, star of novices was indeed Ben Williams.
Have you got a trophy cabinet? Because I think you're going to need one.
And then the Veterans Championship. I have a problem with this, which has just been highlighted by Graham, in that the numbers are growing. this does actually point to the fact that we do need to keep feeding people into the championship at the younger age and keep the championship going, which is a bit the reason for the intro to sprinting being so important. So this year, the Veterans Champion, Nigel Fox.
Well done, Nigel, again. I hope you've got a rather large trophy cabinet.
The Edward Lewis Cup, again, it's a trophy that is potentially able to be won by absolutely anybody in the championship, simply by beating their times from the previous year. Congratulations to Tony Smith for winning this class. Edward Lewis Cup, Tony.
Well done, Tony. Well done. There you go.
The Alex Wong Novice Trophy, it's based upon scores by a novice at the 2 Kerber events. And this, I think, its prime function is to make sure that people who join in any given year get encouraged to carry on. And therefore, the men's trophy for this year was won by Ben Williams.
So I think you only need another 3. You'll have a complete set of 6.
Thank you.
And the ladies' trophy in the Alex Wong Cup was won by Julia Weiskrantz. The CompSec Award. Again, I have a bit of difficulty with this because it's almost encouraging somebody to go off and cause huge damage to the car, luckily without injury. But we had a few potentials for this year. Richard Price grazed his car at Anglesey slightly. By Richard's standards, that's just a bit of a graze. Debbie Jones, as mentioned, just caused a touch of damage to the motor at Lotus. But we felt that the victor ought to be for Matt at Barben. So, Matt Bramall.
Well done, Matt. Look at that, magnificent.
Thank you.
The Golden Trowel. Now, before we do that, I have to show you something which is going to be a coveted award for next season, a new yellow trowel. But this year, 2021 Golden Trowel, there's a couple of fine efforts. The alarming Andy Skinner's efforts at Weiskrantz, as you've probably seen on here a little earlier, and Alan Bowler, I think, who's gone off in most places in the championship this year at some point. But the undoubted winner has got to be Jeremy Davies.
I'm not sure whether this is a good or a bad award. It's certainly popular, put it that way.
You've got to try, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
Perfect style, perfect class, wonderful, wonderful effort. Spirit of the Championship. Now, this is often awarded to somebody who has produced a single gesture or a single effort which has provoked the feeling that they ought to win it. This year, however, has been something different, and we've chosen somebody who quietly, for the whole year and each year previously, goes about driving huge distances to events, fixing people's cars for them, and providing hugely entertaining driving, and this year in a class with very, very little competition. So, this year, Spirit of the Championship, Graham Denholm.
Well done, Graham. I'll meet you halfway. There you go. Enjoy it.
And finally, to the 2021 overall champion. Fittingly, this is won by somebody who has demonstrated over the years that they are able to drive very, very quickly, have huge determination, huge skill, and incredible competitive instincts. So, please, congratulations to this year's 2021 overall Speed Club Championship winner, Rob Jacobs.
Well done, Rob. Well done. Richly deserved.
So, Rob, I think it's appropriate that you want to say a few words.
Well, I guess the first thing I should do is reiterate my thanks and all of our thanks to you and the rest of the competition team. So Graham, Paul and Alan, thank you very much. In the middle of a global pandemic, to put on a speed championship that ran almost faultlessly. The only thing we lost was Epid, and that's okay, a loss to some of us, but not a loss to very many of us, because not so many people can be bothered to go to a military camp in mid-Wales, where you have to sleep amongst the soldiers if you sleep there overnight. So I think that was an incredible thing. I want to also thank everybody else who's here today to help celebrate this. All of you that have won something, congratulations, that's fantastic. Next year, if you haven't won anything, there's obviously an opportunity. It's been a great year, so thank you very much.
Thank you, and congratulations again to all the winners. So that's 2021 done and dusted. You may be wondering what's going to happen next year. Northampton Motorsport have agreed to support us next year, and it's the Caterham and Lotus 7 Club for 2022. And we think it's about 20 years since we started doing this championship, so we're celebrating that as well. So Northampton Motorsport are supporting us again. The other good bit of news is that the same team will be running the championship next year. So just to finalise today, we have got the opportunity to go and photograph all the winners on the Formula One podiums. So thanks very much everyone for coming, and I hope you enjoyed it today. It's a fantastic venue, I think, and good lunch. So see you all next year.
One in each hand. Oh, no, don't drop it. Go on, in you go. Never seen you from that angle. That sounded wrong. There's low oxygen. Okay.
Well done, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.